Hi, my name is Johanna Vanderkley. Everybody calls me Yo because it's easier. I'm a singer and a songwriter, and this is my home studio behind me. It's digital and analog, the best of both worlds. And I do music tracks here, some of which I take to my volunteer work with Alzheimer patients. This is going way back, but I remember it sort of connects the volunteering because as a kid I went to the Y in Thunder Bay and for the swimming, but they had a special event, a music event every Saturday, and you'd sit there and there was a girl playing folk guitar and teaching the kids folk singing. And she was volunteering. And I probably was about 10, and I learned songs from her, and that's when I started to sing, and my parents didn't even know I could sing. And I surprised them one day as we were driving off in our little Volkswagen, and I started singing from the back buggy seat in a very large voice, which they didn't realize I had, and I didn't realize I had, but because of this girl that volunteered, I started singing. So it started when I was about 10, and through the years I worked in small bands and folk groups and things like that, and then got into studio work. When I came to Toronto in the 80s, there was a lot of studio work to be had, which I don't believe is happening the way it used to here. But yeah, it's sort of, and you learn from everything you do, and so a lot of studio work, a lot of live work, and writing, which I love.
Wonderful. So you've been doing music a long time.
A long time. I'm not going to say how long.
That's okay.
Exactly.
I got you.
But a long time.
Eventually what became of your music, or what you started doing with your music, is you started working on a program that worked with Alzheimer's patients.
That's right. I was doing a paid music program with seniors, and as I was doing it, I realized, I'd always said to myself, I would like to volunteer. Well, when am I going to do it? When are you old enough, or when are you? When's the time that you have to give to somebody else? So I thought, I might as well start now, and I'll start with something that I know and that I'm good at, and that's when I started with the music program for my Alzheimer group, which is actually at Rouge Valley Extended Care in Toronto.
Okay.
And there's a lady there that allowed me to do sort of what came intuitively. I think if you put in the hours and you keep an open mind, you're going to learn something that you can give back.
Absolutely.
So I thought I'm going to try and work with my Alzheimer patients, and she allowed me to do it my way. The thing that people keep telling me about the music is it's very interactive, and you would think with Alzheimer patients, the first thing you're thinking is not interactive, because a lot of people aren't able to connect but there's various stages of Alzheimer, and there's various ways of connecting. And sometimes it's just something very small. And when I'm working with these people, one of the things that you have to be aware of is the fact that they have limitations, and some of their limitations are also physical. So, there's simple little things that people can do. For example, there was one lady, many that they're sitting there and you cannot get eye contact, because they're looking down. Some people physically cannot sit up in their chair. So when I'm working with these people, if I have a volunteer with me, another volunteer or a younger person, somebody that's never done this, I'll say, let's get right down on the ground. If we have to lie at their feet, we'll lie at their feet. And it's amazing. Sometimes you think that person is not there. In a way, they're not really there. But you get down on your knees and you're in front of them and you get some eye contact, and all of a sudden there's a big smile, because no one comes down there.
To their level.
To their level. So there's a physical element as well. So a big point is don't be afraid to plunge right in and do whatever it takes.
Wow.
And I think
cool.
and part of that is also ego. If you want to look good, don't bother doing this. You know what I mean? You shouldn't worry about what you look. It's not about you. It's about the other person. And as soon as you figure that out, then everything's going to work out just fine. And that's when you can really give something.
And then it benefits the other person.
Then it benefits
really.
the other person.
And which is what it's all about.
And I thought it was very interesting because I've done this program for years, and it's made me a better entertainer and singer with my other work. It's people are all the same. It definitely puts everything else in perspective. And you hear people talking about it all the time. Oh, volunteer, and it's so good for you, and you'll get back so much more than you give. But it's true. There's days when I really don't feel like going out to do something, but I've made the commitment, and I go out, and everyone has something going on in their life, and then you go out to do the volunteer work, and you go, I feel much better. And an hour or two passes by, and you're back in your own life, and it puts everything in perspective. And it's just, it's hard to explain. I would really recommend to everybody, find something that you like, and go do something for somebody else. I mean, if we all did one thing for somebody else, you'll find the thing that works for you. Not everybody is, going to be out there, yada da 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 da,
right.
doing the entertaining. But whatever it is that you're good at, go out and do. You really do feel better. Something else that's really important is you never know who you're reaching, because they might. I'm surrounded by people, maybe on three sides, and I can have 30. Or more people there on the day. And I'm trying to make sure I'm getting eye contact and maybe holding a hand or whatever with everybody at some point. A lot of eye contact. Anyways, so I love to have them see what I do in the hopes that they're going to do that. So I'm not going to be there forever either. So they can do it. And I'm in one place, in one city, and I don't know if you know Toronto, but there's an awful lot of these places, and they all need a music program, as far as I'm concerned. Music is, I'll have people that are sitting there. I've had it happen many times. There's someone sitting there that hasn't said a word in a long time, and I'll put on one song, and they will hear the chorus and they'll start singing. So I've actually shocked. I haven't. Their family member has shocked the family that's come to visit them by all of a sudden singing and opening up. So it's kind of cool.
Oh, that's wonderful. So those are the kind of results you're seeing.
Yeah, it's not the same. It's not for everybody.
No.
I have one lady who can't remember any words, but she knows melody, still knows melody, so she la-la-las through everything. I've just noticed that everywhere I go, there's great staff, and they're run off their feet. I don't know how many hours a day they really have time for each of their patients, but I know where I do my volunteer work, the staff will dance through the room sometimes, and shake a hand or sit with the person for a moment on their way to the next task. And something that I noticed a long time ago is that whatever is good for the caregiver is good for the patient. And so I always try and put in a few modern songs at the end of the program, in case the caregivers are in the room, so that they can, I don't care if it's disco or it's reggae or whatever it is. And I really think that if we took better care of our caregivers, who I think an awful lot of the time are getting minimum wage or certainly not what they deserve to get for the job that they're doing. They're taking care of our families. Anyways, I just think if we take better care of them and make them happy at their work, then it's better. all comes back to the patient in the end. Thank you very much. I appreciate that I was able to express what it is I do at Rouge Valley Extendicare. And if any of you out there would love to get involved in a music program of your own, come and see what I do, and maybe you can take that to wherever it is in your community and do the same sort of thing. And I'm at Rouge Valley Extendicare in Toronto. Might be considered Scarborough. And you can contact me at musicbyo.com. That's Y-O for yo, musicbyo.com. And there's an email address on the site if you'd like to get in touch with me. Thank you.